We can see it.
Cool. Nice. Uh, welcome. So I guess most of you should know you're here for this Code Quest Academy. We'll be like coding and doing these type of coding problems to train and like get ready for this like competition that's in a few months. And I'll be working with you all uh, every couple weeks or so. And yeah, so today will be pretty quick. Just get to know each other. Uh, so I try and get your guys' background, and I'll try and explain kind of my background, and I'll hopefully give you guys some real world use cases of coding. Uh, not too familiar with how much background you guys have, but we'll kind of just play it by ear and then kind of go over what CodeQuest Academy is about, and then try and get you guys set up and should be good for the night. Hopefully that sounds good. So a bit about myself. I I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii, so not from California, but my background's in computer science. I went to Vanderbilt University, played football there, and you can kind of see my background. Started off in software engineering uh, at Elter Harris. They're a defense company similar to Lockheed Martin. Then I moved over to Lockheed Martin this past June, continuing to do software engineering stuff, and now I'm in a new role as a AI research engineer. Most of my work is classified, so I'll try and just talk about like other projects and stuff to when describing my work. But uh, I have pretty good foundation in software engineering, but most of my interests are in computer vision, reinforcement learning. Uh, but if there's any like specific topics that you guys are interested in, just let me know. I'm also doing my master's at San Jose State right now in electrical engineering with a focus in robotics. Let's see. I kind of hate doing these, but we can go around the room just so I can get a sense of what background you all have. I don't think you don't have to answer all of these, just what languages you've worked with, maybe how long have you been programming, and maybe any interests you have. I guess I'll just go down the list. Let's start with Roy Park.
Oh, hello. So I've been working with Java and Python,
Mhm.
and I guess I've been doing this for like three years.
Mhm.
And like in the future, I guess I just want to learn more languages and be more acquainted with the language I'm already learning right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nice, thank you. And I apologize if I mispronounce your names, but Tyone, sorry,
Yeah, Taeyon,
Taeyon.
or
Nice to meet you.
yeah, nice to meet you. Um, I've done Java and Python,
Mhm.
and I've been programming for like a little over a year now.
Cool, nice. What interests you in programming?
Um, well, like what do you mean by that?
I guess why did you sign up for this or for this program?
Um, I guess I just find it pretty fun in general.
Cool. Thank you, Samuel.
Hi. So I've actually only worked with Java so far. It's been over a year, I think.
Mhm.
And I guess I'm interested because I just think it's fun, and I think it's just something that I enjoy to do. So,
That's good. Thank you. Let's see, Matt. Matt Hewen. All right. I don't think we could hear you, Matt, but all good. You can just type it out in the chat, but let's go on to Alex Lee.
So I've worked with Java before for like about an year, I'd say. I guess like what interests me mainly about computer programming is it's just super useful, especially since
Mhm.
everything's like on computers these days. It's really important to be like integrated with technology. And I
Yeah,
guess in the future, I haven't thought about it too much, but it would definitely be useful because I want to go into the engineering field, so it'd probably be pretty useful for them.
nice. Thank you. Aaron Park.
I've done Python for like a year and a half, I think.
Hmm.
And I just find it interesting because you can like make the computer do whatever you want it to do.
Yeah, thank you. Let's see, Sophia.
I've worked in C sharp and I'm learning Java right now. And
Mhm.
I've written like some data structures in C sharp before. And I'm interested because I'm mostly interested in mechanics, but I can't like do that by myself if I don't know how to program my robot. Um,
Hmm.
so I think it's useful that way. And programming in the future, I want to apply it to like robots that I make.
Cool. That's really cool. Thank you. Eva Choi.
I've I've worked with Java and Python, and Java it's been like 3 to 4 years, and Python it's been like a year-ish, I'd say. And in the future, like I want to get better at applying the concepts I learn. Like I learn about things, but I when I try to make a program, it sometimes it just doesn't work. Yeah, just getting better for that.
Hmm. Nice. Thank you. Sean Kim. One Piece.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Sean, as you just read. I've worked mainly with Java. I know a bit of Python and C++.
Hmm.
And what I like about programming is just the fact that I can just do it, do basically anything I can. And in the
Hmm.
future, I probably want to maybe like get a job with it, or who knows? We'll see. I'll have to see what happens.
Nice. Marcus.
I've worked with a bit of Python and Java in total for about 2 years. And
Mhm.
I just enjoy programming and I want to pursue a career in computer science.
Nice. That's exciting. Ellie.
Um, Me?
Yes. Sorry.
Um, I've worked in Python and Java for like a little over a year, I think.
Hmm.
I want to get better at problem solving in general and like being able to work on like my personal projects, like making websites and stuff, but also like maybe get into cybersecurity in the future.
Hmm. Nice. Thank you for that. And Baron. Oh, Baron, are you on mute?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, sorry, I was using the wrong mic. Um,
No problem.
yeah, as for what languages I worked with Java, Python, and a little bit of HTML, and I'm interested in cybersecurity, and I guess I just want to get like real like career experience.
Mhm. Nice. Thank you. Well, thank you for sharing, everybody. I think it's pretty impressive because I didn't start coding until I got into college. So you are all way ahead of me for your age. Uh, I just wanted to give some real world projects that are out there to kind of spark your interest. Well, all of you seem pretty interested in coding already. But just to kind of give you an idea of things that real projects that interest me, that could potentially like kind of get you thinking about different avenues. I'm sure most of you have heard about Chat GPT. It's a large language model that you basically can give it a prompt, like ask it a question, and it'll spit out pretty like thorough answers, and can be used for a wide variety of things like generating code. Like even now, I'll use it for if I want to code up something, or if I see like a new topic, instead of like Googling it, I'll just go over there and be like, oh, can you explain this? Can you provide a code snippet? And then it does a pretty cool job. So definitely check it out if you haven't yet. This bottom left picture, it's a picture of Waymo. I think you guys are California, but so I'm out in kind of the Bay Area. So you see these driving around a lot. They're an autonomous car. They're a company based off, or like a subsidiary from Google, and it's pretty cool stuff. Like, so self-driving is really cool. Somebody mentioned interest in robotics, so it's really like it is robotics. You have it's cool, like so many sensors. Like you have radar sensors in the front, cameras, and this big thing on top is lidar. It's a different type of sensor that uses light to get like point cloud data is what they call it, but basically it gives you like that depth information of your surrounding. And there's like so many like different problems to solve, and it's like really cool. This top right is actually a Lockheed program. This is the Orion capsule. I think it's the Artemis mission, NASA's mission to return to the moon. They just had a successful launch, I think in November. It was an unmanned test of their systems, and Lockheed built the capsule where the astronauts will be during the duration of the flight. And pretty cool stuff. I'm a big space nerd, and I actually within Lockheed, I work in Lockheed Space, so get to see a lot of cool products come out of that. And another one, this is a picture of the Mars rover, another kind of like robotics product that's out there, but so many different like scenarios, and to kind of tie it into like what we'll be doing, like all the like problems, even though like there'll be like kind of like fun like coding challenges, they all have like meaningful applications to real world projects that like the skills you learn will be like helpful in the future, like no matter like what kind of field you want to do. Just to give an example of a project that I've worked on, uh, since most of my like real work I can't really talk about, but for fun, I did this football analytics project. Basically, did some web scraping to collect images of like football plays, and then the goal was to basically like learn information about the play using different techniques, using different algorithms to determine, hey, how can I identify a player? How can I track this player across a video, which is just basically a sequence of images? And then can I like find like useful information from that? So I would just say, like, I know a lot of you have mentioned like your own side projects. Like, definitely just think about what real world problems you want to solve, and then just kind of see like that's how I learned a lot of the stuff. Like all these different things. Like I didn't necessarily take a class or have like necessary like training on it, but like a lot of the stuff I learned is just from like my own interest. So definitely uh, continue to do your personal projects and just use all the available online resources. This is another fun one. Kind of spent a weekend on this. It's not the greatest like results, but it's makes use of this thing called a GAN, which you can a generative adversarial network. basically a AI model that can take in a data set of these sprites, these 30 by 30 pixel Pokemon pictures, and try to generate new images. They kind of got the shape and some cool colors, but definitely not like the high resolution of these top models. But you can definitely look into it if you're interested, like continue to refine this kind of stuff. So it's about Code Quest. I'm sure most of you already know. I don't know if these numbers are accurate, but we'll have sessions about every 2 weeks, and I'll try and kind of cater it to what works best. I think, however you guys want to break this up, I don't really mind. Like, if you want me to talk about a topic uh, for a little in the beginning of the session, and then potentially I just let you guys work on problems and we try and discuss them. Really up to you guys. So I think our next session will be in 2 weeks. So if you have any suggestions or recommendations, just let your teacher know, and then we'll try and get it all squared away. I believe you guys will be using Java, but I haven't coded in Java in a bit, so but I think I think concepts are the most important thing is concepts. They transfer between languages, so it'll be good, especially for people who aren't too familiar with Java. I think there's like a lot to learn, and everything should be pretty good. Let's see. Okay, I'll try and get you all set up on this CodeQuest account real quick. Let me try to share my other screen. Is everything good so far? Is there any questions? Sorry if I'm just rambling. All right, I'll take that as a yes. Or I mean, I know. So I think everyone should have access to the CodeQuest Academy website. Let me try, but if not, let me try to put the link in the chat. So if you go to the website, log in, or I guess create an account if you haven't made one yet using your school email or whatever email you want. You should have this My Classes drop down, and then you should be able to click Join Class, and then I'll give you I should be able to send you the info for this class, and then basically once all you got to do is put in the code. Oh, I guess I got signed out. 1 second. All right. So I'll put this in the chat. And basically, all you got to do is go to this My Classes join class and paste that code that I just put in there right here. And so basically, I'll be able to track all the questions you answer and provide you any feedback. So I definitely recommend navigating the site, checking it out. I think most of the work you'll do will be here in this quest page. And so you can filter the problems by the difficulty. And just to show you how it works, I'll show you this Hello World one. It's pretty cool. You can do all these, download all these like descriptions, sample input and output, and then basically submit your solution. If you click this, let's see. Am I sharing my screen or this page? Can you see this? Or what do you guys see? The code?
Yeah, I can see it.
Already?
Wait, how do you join the class again?
Sure. Let me see. So once you log in, if you go to my classes, you should have this join class option, hopefully. And then paste that code I put in the chat right here.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Cool. All right. So this is the description of the hello world problem, but I would definitely say to go through it when you have a chance, or basically after this class, you should try and make sure that you can get into CodeQuest, log into the class, and then try and submit this hello world problem just to make sure that everything's good to go. But basically, it gives you some good background and kind of different information for a bunch of the different languages. But they also give you the solutions to the code just so that you can upload it and make sure it works. So yeah, so every problem you do will have a description about the problem that you can download here. And then they'll also have different inputs and outputs. So let's see. So for this, it's probably too small for you guys to see. But so for example, this is one of the example inputs they give. And this is the output. So, and then just from looking at their other inputs, let's see. So you can kind of see that this first number is the number of lines, and then this is like the lines of text. And so
I don't think we're seeing your screen.
Okay, let me try again. Okay. Oh well, I'll just share this. I will figure out. I haven't used Zoom in a while, but so here's the code provided from the description. Let me try and copy the inputs and outputs into here. But I could just open it here. So I would just recommend for each like problem you have, or you try to do, just make a folder, and then you can download the samples, the sample input and output, and then download the description. And yeah, so basically you can see that this input has integer that indicates how many lines of text we're expecting to receive. And so in the code that they provided, I know most of you or some of you kind of new to Java, but you don't have to worry too much about the syntax. But basically, your main code will go inside this main routine, which is basically what will run when you click run, or when you build your program and then click run. So basically, we use this scanner to scan through our input, and we read the first line, and we get the number of test cases, which is this 2, or I guess they call it test cases, which is really the number of lines. And then we loop through the number of lines we expect, and we output it. So just to make sure that this works, we build it, run it, hopefully it runs. Okay, and then we would practice by copying our input into and seeing what spits out. But that did not look correct. But yes, let me try one more time. This is a good learning experience to try and get good at debugging. Debugging is a very important skill that you'll need to pick up. But okay, there you go. So typically you want to see this process finish with exit code 0. 0 just means that there's been no errors. And so this is based off our example output. We're expecting to see this. And so we see this. So that's good. And then if we wanted to try this again with our other sample input, it's like a weird, I think I'm not copying this line on the bottom. Or we'll see. That's weird. But so yeah, so typically you'd want to test your code by running the different inputs and outputs they get. And I'm not sure what environments you're coding in. This is IntelliJ, but what are you guys planning on coding in? Like what environment? Or do you still need to get set up? Oh, you all use Eclipse. Okay. I'll try and I'll use Eclipse just so that we can all be the same. But everything is pretty similar where you can basically, if most places and most like editors, you can put these are called breakpoints right next to the line numbers. And so if you were to debug, it'll stop your code at this line. And then you can, what we call a step. You just step through your code. And so and so right now it's waiting for input. And so if I was to put that input again, and then it would step to the next line. So this is pretty useful for being able to debug your code and find any like issues. But yeah, besides that, is there any questions? I would say the only thing from me would be just to try and get set up. Oh, yeah, for sure. Let's see. Yeah, I don't even use IntelliJ, but let's see. Oh, that is definitely not bigger. Let me try to share something else. Hopefully I can zoom in this. Okay, is that a little better? Okay, I think it was the professor. But so this is basically the code if you couldn't see before. And you'll be able to get to try it out. All I'd say is by next time, try out the Hello World. Go through let me go back to the CodeQuest site. I gotta figure out how to share my desktop. go to this quest site and just try out a problem or two. And if there's any topics like algorithm wise that you're interested in, let me know or let your professor or teacher know, and then we can discuss. But is there any questions? All right. Well, that's all. I guess since we have some time, we can all try and let's make sure that we can all get set up. Let me look at the class. Oh, it's pretty good. Wow. So you have some pretty good scores. So yeah, I think we're pretty good here. Everybody looks set up. Mrs. Lee, are we good? Sure. It's also provided in that this if you download this description of the Hello World problem. But all right, if nobody has anything, I will see you all in 2 weeks. And if you have any questions, just reach out to your teacher, and I'll try to get back to all of your problems. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.